Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Candy, and I figured that I would show y'all what I'm making for my Christmas dinner. I know that y'all are gonna be seeing this after Christmas. Even though you're not gonna see it until after the holidays, I figured I would still share it with y'all where y'all could use this stuff for your next family get together or something like that. I am going to make chicken dressing, this pull apart Christmas tree, which didn't turn out quite like it was supposed to, but it's fine. And giblet gravy to go with my chicken dressing, and homemade baked mac and cheese. So if you want to see any of those recipes, just stick around. We are going to rewind the clock because I did not do an intro when I first started all this. So let's go back to this morning before I looked all pretty, before everything was all done, and start that process of cooking and rushing around and being all crazy at the end of the holidays. So I hope that y'all enjoy watching me do all this cooking, and if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit that like button if you like this video. And I'll see y'all in a minute. So as you can tell, this is much earlier in the day. I laid out all my ingredients to be all pretty. We made Christmas cookies the night before, but first off, we're going to go through our ingredients for our chicken dressing. So first, of course, we need chicken. We need 1 large onion, and you need some bay leaves and onion powder, and then also some Italian seasoning and some poultry seasoning. And then, of course, some salt and pepper. Here is the recipe up close if you want to pause this right here and screenshot it. That is the recipe. I will also have it down below. And then I wash my chicken and add it to my stock pot. I put it in this humongous pot where I don't have to worry about the chicken boiling over or anything. And you're going to boil your chicken for about an hour. And add in all of your spices. Add as much as you want. Change up the spices if you want it to taste a little bit different. But this is what I use. This is what my family has always used. So yeah, this is a tried and true version if you just want to go with how I make it. And count how many bay leaves you put into your chicken stock because you're going to be taking those out later on in the recipe. Once you have all of your spices in there, then you're going to peel and chop up your onion. And you don't have to do it super, super small because it's going to cook into a really, really soft, pieces later on anyways. So just chop up your onion coarsely and then put that into your big stock pot and then put the lid on and let it start cooking. And then you're going to move on to your cornbread. I use Martha White cornbread mix, or what is this called? Cornmeal. I think it is the best cornmeal. I get this from Alabama when I go back home to visit my family because you cannot find it here in Texas. And I keep it sealed up in this bag in my refrigerator where it'll stay nice and fresh. And you add 3 cups of that and then half a cup of sugar. And then I did not have regular mayonnaise, but I did have a little bit of Miracle Whip in the bottom of this jar. So I scrape out as much as I can. You're supposed to do 2 tablespoons. I don't really measure it. I just kind of eyeball it, but I think it was 2 tablespoons. Then you add in 1 egg, and then you add in your milk until it is like sticking together and goopy, but not runny. So just add a little bit of milk here and there until you get the right consistency. I don't really measure this either. I just kind of eyeball it until it looks right to me, but it's about probably a cup of milk. And then you want to get your cast iron skillet, spray your skillet, and then spoon in your cornbread mixture, smooth it out, and then pop it into your oven. And your cornbread is pretty much good to go, and you cook that for about 45 minutes. Alright, so it's been like almost 2 hours, and my chicken is completely cooked and cooled down. Usually I do this straight out of the pot, and it's still very, very hot. This time I actually waited till it cooled down, but I don't like doing that because then it gets like hard pieces on it where it's like, you know, reacted with the air. But I just eat that part. They're going to take all the bones, or sorry, all the meat off your chicken. And I do this with my hands because then it ensures that I am shredding it enough. and also that I am feeling for any little bones that are in there. And you just do this to your entire chicken. And then we'll move on to the next step. Oh, and don't put your skin in there either, because I just don't think it gives a very good consistency when it's mixed up into all that rest of the stuff. And I ate all the skin off the chicken as soon as it came out of the pot. Because it's my kitchen and I can do what I want. My baby head came into the kitchen at this point and was being a little vulture wanting some chicken pieces, and he was just too cute to not leave a little bit of this footage in. Look at him, he's just adorable. Like, this part is completely optional, but I make giblet gravy also, which is like the little pieces that come out of the chicken, all the organs and stuff, and I make it into like a gravy. That's why it's called giblet gravy. So I take a little bit of my chicken, mainly the dark meat pieces, and I break it up really, really fine where I can put it into that gravy, and it'll have little bits of meat in it, and I think it adds a little bit more flavor to it than just having the straight up giblets. And I've noticed that like several of the chickens I've bought lately don't have the giblets still in there. They're just empty carcasses. So I don't know. But yeah, I reserved like that much chicken. And now we are going to crumble our, oh God, what's it called? Our cornbread into this mixture as well. So here's our cornbread, all beautiful and golden brown. And it hurts my heart every time I do this because I'm just ruining perfectly good cornbread. But just crumble all that into your chicken. The way that my mama used to make it, she would cut up an onion and put it in there, and I never really liked the taste of like the half uncooked onion. So this is, I've strained all my chicken broth through this, and then I just smush up all the onions into a paste. I don't know if you can see that. But like I was saying, for my child crashed over there, I do that because I don't like the taste of the like half cooked onion chunks. And also I have some people in my family that don't like onions. So when I do this, they don't mind it being in there because I can't even really tell it's in there. And also you get like all the spices too. And also I use my chicken broth that I made by boiling my chicken instead of putting like store-bought chicken broth, because you just made some delicious chicken broth with a whole bunch of seasonings in it. So I would just prefer to put that into my mixture than the store-bought stuff. And then you don't have to use as many seasonings to season up your dressing. And it's a lot easier if you don't have your little vulture over here. So I start off with about 3 scoops of that. And then you do your can of hold on.
Mama, where's she going?
I'm making dressing, baby. I do 1 can of cream of mushroom. I put a little bit of my juice in the can, stir it around. Make sure you get all of your creaminess in there. Let's see if this one will open without popping off. And I could not find cream of chicken without herbs, so this one says cream of chicken with herbs. I'm sure it'll be just fine because there's already herbs in there, but usually I just get the regular cream of chicken. Put that goopiness in there. Whoops! Splattered everywhere in the process. In the process. The process. Woo! I would like to be one of those like really defined cooks, you know, that their workspace looks perfect after they're done, but that's just not me. It's not. And then your kid gets it all over their arm. And if it's looking too dry, mine looks a little bit dry, then just put more chicken stock in, because no one likes a dry dressing, that's for sure. I do mine where it's pretty goopy, and then by the time you cook it and some of that moisture cooks out of it, it's not dry. My mom always made it a little bit on the drier side. I like to make it moist and decadent. So at this point, I taste it and see if it needs any spices. Usually it doesn't, because I used my chicken stock that had all my spices in it, but if you think it needs some more spices at this point, put it in there, stir it in. Yeah. Oh my God. No, it's delicious, just the way it is. Keep it like that. Sorry, my house got really noisy during this part, so you're just going to dump all of your dressing into a big pan and then smooth it out and then pop it into an oven set at 375 for about an hour. All right, it's been a couple of hours. I took a nap. Now I'm gonna start doing the mac and cheese and my Christmas tree cheese ball thing. I don't know what it's called, but we're just gonna call it a cheesy Christmas tree. So I've got out all my ingredients, and then I noticed I was supposed to get 2 bags of the large elbow noodles, and I got 1 of the large and 1 of the regular size. So we're just gonna put them together. It's all noodles, it's all cheese, so we're just gonna make it work with what we have, because we're not going to the store. We have to leave for his grandparents' house in 2 hours, so I need to get this done. And I'm gonna be sitting in my chair for the rest of this because it's starting to cramp from me doing things earlier this morning. Supposed to be on that bed rest, but it's a struggle. So I'm gonna get everything else working, and we're just gonna hope for the best with everything. So I'm gonna dump these noodles into my water. I already have my water going over here for these. Should I do the whole bag? We're just gonna do the whole bag. We're going to cut up a whole bunch of Velveeta cheese for the mac and cheese. And then I'll show y'all how I make like my roux. Is it considered a roux? I don't know, my sauce, my cheese sauce for the mac and cheese. And I need to put my hair up a little. I decided to go ahead and get my face and my hair on before I started doing this, because I always wait until like the last minute and then I'm rushing around and then my hair ends up in a braid. So I figured if I do it first, maybe it'll actually happen. So I'm going to put the dressing into the oven right now, because if I wait, it probably won't be done. And usually if you do everything at the same time and do it all hot, the mac and cheese and the dressing, they come out at the exact same time. Usually it only takes about 40 minutes, but since the dressing is cold, ooh, let's move y'all down. But anyways, as I was saying, because the dressing is cold, because I put it in the refrigerator, because I wasn't going to make everything last minute again and be rushing around, I'm gonna be really hurting. I decided to go ahead, put it in the refrigerator, so it's gonna take a little bit longer. Hopefully everything is done in time. Like I said, we've got about 2 hours until we need to go. So I was gonna do 2 whole blocks of cream cheese, because I'm doing a really big mac and cheese because it's for my family and James's family. I'm just gonna take like the leftovers of it to my family tomorrow and like reheat it. But we used half of the Velveeta for Harrison's birthday party, so we're just going to have to work with what we got, but it'll be fine. If we need more cheese, I've got this humongous bag, and I've got a little bit more in the refrigerator too, so it'll come out cheesy enough. It'll be fine. Oh, and I have eggs going for the giblet gravy, and this is going to be for my sauce. So we're going to try to get everything done pretty quickly. And then we've got to get the kids all dressed. I've already put all the Christmas presents into a tote. That is a good tip for y'all. Like, you'll have to do it next year because by the time y'all see this, Christmas will be over. But if y'all are going to a family Christmas and bringing a whole bunch of presents, and you know that you'll be bringing home a lot of presents for your own kids, put all the presents into a tote, and then when you're done opening presents for your kids, put all your kids' presents back into that tote to bring home, and then you're not having like 50 million little things just like floating around your vehicle, and it just makes it a lot easier because then everything is right there together. So y'all have to let me know, is there something that you cook every single year for your family, and like if you don't show up without it, your family's like, hey, where's the blah blah blah? This mac and cheese has become that for James's family. It's his mama, I think she just makes like box mac and cheese, which is fine. But if you can have baked mac and cheese, that's like 100 times better. Sorry, my dog is sucking down water over there. But if you can have it like this, so much freaking better. Where did I put my butter? We're going to do, gosh, Otto, can you stop what you're drinking? So we're going to do 2 sticks of butter. Remember, I am doubling this. So if you're making this for your family with just 1 bag of noodles, do half of what I'm doing. I'll try to link all the recipes, or I can't link them because they're kind of my own family's recipes, but I'll try to put all the recipes down below for y'all too. Hold on, I'm gonna close this door. And sometimes when I'm feeling lazy, I just dump the Velveeta into my noodles, and I don't do the butter and the flour like I'm doing right now. But if you do this part, it makes it like more creamy instead of just straight up cheesy. So I think it's better if you take the time to do this, but you can't dump flour over noodles and expect it to like incorporate right. So if you have the time, do it like this. So after your flour, oh, now y'all can't see me because I'm not moving. Oh. But after your flour is mixed in, let it just cook for like a minute or 2, and then you can dump all your cheese in. And the smaller you cut up your cheese, the better it's gonna melt. Oh crap, we don't need that piece. And that means the eggs are done. And we're gonna put some milk in there. Still not used to turning off my gas when I'm done with an eye. You think that would be like an easy thing, like, hey, turn off your gas. But it's a new stove, okay? I'm not used to having gas. I had a glass cooktop at our last house. But I'm cooking pretty good with this. I haven't burned any meals yet. I did burn bacon, but it's bacon. It's good if it's crispy. This cheese sauce though, it's not something that you can like put on the stove and then go and do something else. You have to kind of stay here by it and keep stirring it, or it will cook to the bottom of your pan. So I like to do half regular milk and then half heavy cream. I don't know, it just adds that fat into it. the more fattening something is, the better it is usually. So add a little bit of that in, a little bit more extra milk. And I don't measure this. I'll put like estimates down there, but y'all play along with it or play around with it and see like what consistency looks right at the end, but just kind of wing it. And you can add pepper into this if you want, or I've seen some people actually add paprika, which is kind of strange, but I don't add pepper into my mac and cheese because I have a couple of his family members that don't like pepper, like they don't like to see pepper in their food, so I don't do it for his family. But if I was making it just for my family, I would put pepper in there. Okay, I'm gonna open up these cheese sticks. The next recipe for that cheesy Christmas tree thing that I'm making. Hopefully it turns out good. Hopefully it fits on the plate I want it to fit on, but we will see. And this is something that I actually saw on the Wads. If you don't know who they are, then where have you been in YouTube land? Or her, I guess. But Kim made this in one of her videos, her like Christmas appetizer videos, and I was like, I think I've got the stuff for that. I can make that. It looks really easy. So I'm gonna try it, and I've got a version of the ingredients. So hopefully it comes out good. I mean, I'm sure it will. I mean, it's crescents and cheese. How can you go wrong? And butter. I do not have fresh herbs for this. That's what it calls for. But you know what? We're just gonna work with what we got. And if it's not good, then people won't eat it. And I don't know. I just won't make it next year. Or maybe I'll make it right next year. You never know. We're gonna need some more milk. This is a lot of Velveeta. I don't think I've ever made this big of a batch of this stuff before. But everyone likes mac and cheese. Oh no, oh no! See? Got distracted with the noodles and now it's cooking onto the bottom. Just take it off. Okay, this is a ton of noodles, oh my god. So you want them a little bit al dente because they're going to continue to cook in the oven. So I'm going to plop this in here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, lots of noodles. Okay, and then we're going to do all of our cheese.
Yeah.
What is more beautiful than cheese?
Play-Doh.
Okay, now we put shredded cheese all over the top. Cheese.
Yeah, cheese.
That did not even land in the sink. But it's okay.
I tried.
You got it? Alright, go get it for me. Put it in the sink. Put it in the sink.
No sink. No dad. No sink.
Yep, put it in the sink.
That's quick, no.
And don't be skimpy with your cheese on the top either. Like, put us some cheese. I don't want to have a thin little layer. I want to be able to see the grease coming off of it. So since Christmas has already happened for y'all, you're going to have to let me know. Like, how was your Christmas? Did y'all get everything done that you wanted to get done, or were you rushing around at the last minute like I always am? All right, now we're going to work on our Christmas tree. I should have gotten one of those dough sheets, but like I said, I wasn't planning on making this. This was kind of an afterthought. So I'm gonna have to like piece together all of these. Hey, will you hush? All of these seams. Guess it doesn't matter if the seams are together because you're smooshing it all together anyways. It'll be fine. Alright, next time we're definitely gonna have to do 2 packs of dough because that's a small Christmas tree. We have about 20 minutes before we're supposed to be leaving. So I'm going to put the final things together. So this is my chicken stock that I had earlier, and I put my chicken pieces that I saved in there, and then I boiled, I think it was 5 eggs, and this is the giblets, and cut those up real small after they are boiled, and then put everything into your chicken stock. If your family doesn't like eggs, don't add the eggs. I love the eggs. I think that's the best part of it. Put all of that into your pot and then whisk that together until it makes kind of like a gravy. Let's finish up this Christmas tree. I need to be getting dressed right now. Okay, so for the Christmas tree, I'm going to put it onto this pan. My star totally looks like a star. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this onto this plate with it still intact. We'll just rebuild our Christmas tree one time.
No.
Beautiful. Still looks like a Christmas tree.
Really?
It's beautiful. Okay. And then we put some Parmesan cheese into this butter and some herbs.
For situations like
Oh, that's a lot of seasoning. Oh well. There
hey,
wasn't
so
a lot.
what you need me to grab?
Check them things in the oven, see how they look. If that cheese is not bubbly yet, take the dressing out. Take the dressing out and put the broiler on that cheese to toast it up a little bit. Look, there's the Christmas tree. Okay, we've got to run out the door in just a few minutes, but this is how your dressing should look, like starting to brown around the edges. And that's how your mac and cheese should look. Bubbly and delicious. Okay, so like always, I was still rushing to the very last minute, but it's fine because we actually have about 10 minutes before we actually have to run out the door, so it's just enough time to get the kids in the car, get all the food in the car, and go. So I hope that y'all enjoyed watching me rush around and make my family's Christmas dinner. Hopefully it gave y'all some ideas for your next dinner you're gonna have with your families. And I will see y'all after the holidays, guys. Bye.